Why, hello there. Welcome. Today, we are covering every wavy curly hair term I can think of. Hey there, guys. And yes, I am starting this video. Hey there, guys. I start every video like that. I've recently seen some people sharing their feelings on how annoying it is when people doing YouTube videos or Instagram stories start off by saying, hey there, guys. But here's my justification for that. If I were walking up to a group of friends that I was really excited to share some information with, I would start off talking to that group of friends by saying, hey there, guys. I'm really excited to share this information with y'all. So, hey there, guys. I can't wait to talk about every single wavy curly hair term I can possibly think of, because when I was first starting this whole process of wearing my waves and curls back in 2018, I felt a little lost. I felt like I had to learn a new language a little bit. And before this video gets too terribly long, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, because we all know how long I can talk. The first term I want to talk about is refresh. Yes, this is a weird place to start, but it gives me the opportunity to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Vanity Planet. Vanity Planet was kind enough to send me their Sienna facial steamer, and while I love it for my face, I also love using it to steam refresh my hair. I've showed this a couple of times here and there on my channel. I am awful at refreshing my second day hair, my third day hair, my fourth day hair. Anytime I add any more water or product to my hair, it just seems to get really, really stringy. It does not reactivate the curl. I'm not real good at refreshing, but using this facial steamer has changed my refreshing game. It takes wonky curls, organizes them, puts them back into place, increases the moisture in my hair, reactivates the products from the day before, and causes my hair to look a lot better on day 2 and day 3. I am so grateful for the opportunity to work with brands that I really, really believe in. And while there has been some sponsored content on this channel recently, what y'all don't see is all the brands I turned down, all the money that I turned down, because I won't work with brands that don't meet my standards. So just know that I will always be 100% upfront and honest with you guys, and just keep in mind that I turn down a lot. I am also grateful that Vanity Planet is offering you guys a 50% discount off if you use the code CourtneySteam at checkout. Please check out links in description. I'll have all of that information for you down there. But if you want to try the best steam refresh I have ever found, you can do so for 50% off. Yay! But to make sure that I made the term refresh make sense, it does kind of sound like what it is. It is refreshing, bringing some life back to day 2 hair. Usually when we start wearing our waves and curls, we do everything we can to prolong the time between when we wash our hair, because if we wash our hair less often, it's getting stripped less. When we wash our hair less, it just tends to be better overall for our hair and for ourselves, because there's a lot of steps when it comes to washing your hair and you're preparing to style your waves and curls. There's a lot. So refreshing is key in extending the time between wash days. Now let's get into the actual terms related to washing your hair. The first one that really tripped me up was co-washing. This is conditioner washing your hair. All growing up, I believed very firmly that you were not supposed to put conditioner near your roots, because that would only make you oilier and greasier. Turns out that's not necessarily the case. you can actually cleanse your hair using conditioner. There are very, very gentle surfactants in conditioner that allow it to cleanse your hair. Now, because these are so gentle, you do tend to have to up the mechanical cleansing in your hair. So there is a lot more scrubbing involved when you are co-washing or conditioner washing your hair than if you were to use a traditional shampoo, but it's really cool. It's like a true one and done product. You wash your hair with conditioner and then you condition your hair with the conditioner and then you rinse it all out and boom, you're ready to go. And you can use any curly girl friendly conditioner to co-wash your hair. The next term I want to talk about is no poo. This was a term originally coined by Diva Curl to describe their version of a co-wash. This is a product that tends to be specifically marketed as a cleanser and not a conditioner. But the ingredients labels tend to be very, very, very similar. No poos have lots of conditioning properties and are really suited well for incredibly, incredibly dry hair that is not prone to being oily or greasy or buildup-y. Now let's talk about low poo. This is, in my book, also, let's just keep in mind that there may be other people styling their waves and curls that don't use these terms the way I do. I'm explaining how I use these terms. Just keep in mind that these are Courtney's definitions for these terms. There's no Webster's dictionary for curly hair terms definitively defining the definition for all of these. So there you go. Low poo. Low poo in my book is a product that is labeled shampoo, but is sulfate-free, silicone-free, and drying alcohol-free. This is a foaming, lathering, sudsing product that you can use as a shampoo. These typically don't have enough conditioning properties to them, so you would need to follow up with a separate product to condition the hair. And the last poo we're talking about, yes, we're very interested in poo when we start talking about our waves and curls. There's so much poo. There's also plopping and poo and plopping. I'm sorry. I'll be a little bit more mature now. But the last poo I want to talk about is pre-poo. Pre-poo tends to be a treatment applied to the hair prior to shampooing. This can be serums like the Curlsmith serums that I love so dearly. But more often, a pre-poo is referring to an oil treatment that you apply to the hair before cleansing, like the Innate Life Rose Hair Elixir or the Problematic Scalp Treatment, which happen to be my personal favorites. I don't necessarily apply a pre-poo to my hair every single time I wash my hair. I tend to save that the night before I am planning on clarifying and deep conditioning my hair, which takes us into the next term, clarifying. I would love to clarify what I mean when I say clarifying. Clarifying means that Courtney is grabbing a sulfate shampoo that is drying alcohol and silicone free. It's usually going to be something like the Neutrogena anti-residue shampoo. I really like this formula. It is pretty gentle. It's got 2 surfactants in it, one of which is sodium lauryl sulfate, which is the more gentle sulfate out there. And that is what I mean when I say clarifying. Just know that there are certain products out there that are labeled as clarifying that I personally don't think are clarifying. The best example of this one is the Bounce Curl Clarifying Shampoo. Is that clarifying? It's a great low poo, in my opinion. It's curly girl friendly. It does a great job for my hair, but it's gentle enough that I can use this every single time I wash my hair. And it's moisturizing enough. It's got a lot of really good moisturizing properties in it that I don't feel like I have to deep condition my hair after I use this product. Also, Bounce Curl doesn't quite have the muscles to remove really bad, stubborn buildup from my hair. And there are other methods of clarifying the hair, such as using a bentonite clay mask or an apple cider vinegar rinse, But ironically, these can actually be harsher on the hair if not done properly than something like the Neutrogena anti-residue shampoo. So when I am chit-chatting with y'all in DMs over on Instagram and I tell you it might be time to clarify and deep condition your hair, I mean it's time to grab a gentle sulfate shampoo and then deep condition your hair. Let's talk about what deep conditioning is. I thought before I started my healthy hair journey that deep conditioning was, I really didn't know what deep conditioning was. I thought it was just a product that was labeled deep conditioner. I honestly used deep conditioner exactly like I used rinse out conditioner before this process. But deep conditioning is usually you apply a deep conditioning product, hair mask, deep treatment to the hair and allow it to sit on your hair for a period of time. I like about 30 to 45 minutes, never going longer than an hour because that's not good for the hair. And there is a difference between deep conditioners and regular conditioners. Deep conditioners are specifically formulated to penetrate deeper into the hair and nourish the hair more deeply than a regular product. They tend to be a little bit heavier, which is why they're not recommended for every single wash, because your hair doesn't necessarily need all of that every single time you wash your hair. Your hair might, but not everybody's hair needs a deep conditioner every single time they wash. What is a regular rinse out conditioner? This is a more lightweight daily, we're not washing our hair daily, but daily conditioner. And this is any curly girl friendly conditioner. You can use a rinse out conditioner as a co-wash, or you can use it to follow up a low poo. These typically are formulated with a pH of around 3, so that is slightly acidic as compared to your hair. You don't necessarily want to leave products on your hair that the manufacturer specifically puts on the label rinse out completely. And the reason for that is that the formulators know that they have made the pH of that product to be rinsed out of the hair. It's not necessarily safe to be left on the hair for long periods of time, which is why you would need a separate leave-in conditioner. Not all the time. Not everybody needs a leave-in conditioner. I really like a leave-in conditioner because it really helps my curl clumps form, and I have very hard water where I live, and it helps keep my hair nice and soft. When I say leave-in, I always mean a product labeled leave-in conditioner. These are conditioners that are formulated with a pH of around 4.5 to 5, which is the same pH as your hair. They're 100% safe to be left on the hair. And for the longest time, I thought it was silly to have 2 separate conditioners. It seemed extra, it seemed bougie, but in my experience, rinse out conditioners have better slip. They help detangle my hair better and more easily than leave-in conditioners. And leave-in conditioners help my curl clumps get really nice and organized and all clumped together in their happy little curl families. There is a specific purpose for both in my routine personally that I found. So now I'm gonna talk about slip. Slip was a term that I thought I understood what it meant, because it kind of sounds like what it is, but it refers to when you apply a product to your hair, how easily your hair detangles, how easily you can run your fingers through your hair. The first time I experienced this was with the Mop Top Daily Conditioner. I put that conditioner on my hair and went, oh, this is what people mean when they're talking about slip. But it can also be in reference to leave-in conditioners, curl creams, custards, and even some hair gels. What is squish to condish? It's a very cutesy term to refer to the squishing technique used to help your rinse out conditioner better absorb into your hair. I love this technique. It was completely game-changing for me. I do have a whole video on that. Shameless plug, but if you want more information, you can find more detail on that in other videos. It's just, if you haven't done squish to condish, you need to. It's game changing. Stylers. Stylers are any product that you leave on your hair. Some people count leave-in conditioner as a styler, and some people don't count leave-in conditioner as a styler. I don't tend to count it as a styler, which means that when I am going product-free, meaning there is no styling product on my hair, I usually have a little bit of leave-in on my hair. Stylers can be things like creams, custards, foams, mousses, gels, styling milk, usually anything used to help the hair hold and retain its style. It's a product that you put on your hair, not necessarily like a tool that you use. Your diffuser and hairdryer isn't necessarily considered a styler. It's considered a hair tool. Stylers tend to be a product. Emulsify. Emulsify is when my hands are wet. I put a little bit of gel into my hands and I start working the gel and the water together in my hands. Yes, I know this is not the technical definition of emulsify, but when I say I am emulsifying my products, it means I am really taking my time to smooth them out in my hands before I apply them to my hair. Hey there guys, Editing Courtney coming at ya. Nighttime pineapple is already activated. I went ahead and trimmed out of this video where I talked about application techniques for way too long. As I'm editing, I can see that this video is quite long and really information dense. So I will be making a whole separate video talking about all the different application techniques, but for the sake of this video, just know that the term application technique refers to how you apply stylers to your hair. Okay? Cool. Now, what is a clump? A clump is an individual curl family. It's a grouping of hair that tends to all want to curl the same way. The more water you have in your hair when you apply gel to it, the bigger your curl clumps will be. The less water that's in your hair when you apply gel to your hair, the smaller your curl clumps will be. So damp styling tends to lead towards smaller curl clumps, whereas soaking wet styling tends to lead to larger curl clumps. Plop is a term that kind of inspired this video because I did a whole video on plopping and explaining all the different techniques of plopping. But basically, this is just where you put your hair into either a t-shirt or a microfiber towel to start the drying process. Diffusing. Diffusing is using that weird attachment that comes with your blow dryer that you've never used before, but that looks like a claw or a hand or a bowl to dry your waves and curls. Now, once you're done diffusing, fingers crossed, you got a cast. A cast is that crunchy feeling in your hair created by gel as it dries around your curls. This is like a nice little shield for your curls. It helps hold them together and helps them dry in the right shape because we're dealing with hydrogen bonds while we're trying to dry our hair. If you have steered away from gel completely because you cannot stand the feeling of crunchiness in your hair, that might not actually be a bad thing. I personally love using gel to style my hair. My hair never feels like I have gel in it when I'm done, but gel tends to give me the best hold, the best results. So don't be afraid of the crunch. Don't be afraid of the cast because you can scrunch out the crunch. This is the next term that I'm talking about. It can also be abbreviated like so. This is where you scrunch your hair one more time after it is 100% dry. Usually after I'm done diffusing, my hair is not quite dry, but I'm definitely done diffusing. Like I'm not gonna diffuse my hair anymore. I'm tired of the hair dryer. I'm done. and I will let my hair finish air drying just a little bit until it's 100% dry. It gets a little crunchy. It's looking pretty stringy. I'm feeling pretty sad because why did I use gel on my hair? And then I scrunch it out and boof, my wash day results are revealed. Beautiful, bouncy, shiny, soft, touchable curls are unlocked, and I'm very happy. But scrunch out the crunch is basically just the act of breaking that gel cast so that your hair's not crunchy anymore. What is pineappling? Pineappling is the act of putting your hair up at night to protect it. I don't know why we call it this. I don't know why wavy curly girls call it pineappling. Other than this specific kind of bun on top of your head kind of looks like a pineapple. It's kind of cute because like all these wavy curly pieces are sticking out. It just refers to the bun, to put up your waves and curls, to preserve them. 3 more terms. Curl type. Curl type refers to this numbering lettering system to describe the type of curls that you have. I personally haven't had a lot of benefit from knowing my curl type, and I haven't known anyone who has been greatly benefited by knowing exactly what their curl type is. What is actually helpful is to know your hair's texture. This refers to how fine or coarse your hair is. Coarse just refers to a hair that is wider in diameter rather than smaller in diameter. This really helps me know which products are going to work best for my hair more than curl type, and even more than porosity. Yes, I said it. I said that texture was more important than porosity. What is porosity? Porosity refers to the number of holes in your hair's cuticle, or how porous your hair is. The higher the porosity your hair is, theoretically, the more damaged it is. The lower porosity your hair is, the less damaged it is. You have the cuticle covering the cortex. The cuticle are like the shingles to the house, or the outer shell, the covering, the protection. And when that cuticle gets damaged or the cuticle gets lifted and or raised, your hair is more porous. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I sure hope this was helpful to you. If there were any wavy curly hair terms that I left out, that I didn't cover, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know, because I can try and help clarify some things. But without further ado, I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!